Hi everyone, Darren Hunter here. Before we get into our podcast, just want to do a quick shout out for Inspection Manager. What an amazing inspection app platform that they have. And they're really excited at the moment with their tenant assisted routine inspections, where your tenants, in the convenience of their own time frame and in the convenience of their rental property, they can be getting you through the app inspections, their own inspection or their own photos that they've done. Now, this is going to help you, particularly if you're in lockdown. But what we've also found as businesses have come out of lockdown, they've found that perhaps they can do maybe one or even two of these inspections a year, aside from scheduling their normal routine inspections. The next step, really go and have a demo, have a look for yourself and make a decision where this could actually work for you too. So go to inspectionmanager.com, request a demo and check it out. Hi everyone, Darren Hunter here from the PM Growth Experts Show, and I'm with Deniz Yusuf. We are talking about the book again today, Dennis. I think we've just hit the milestone of 1,000 books that have been posted. Amazing milestone, Dennis. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, feeling pretty humbled. I've got about 100 and there's another, this is the 1020th. I'm about to deliver that one tomorrow morning. But yeah, excited, Darren. The feedback's getting out there and I think the momentum's kicked on.
Yeah.
As well, which is, one lady the other day in the IGT Inner Circle was only saying that she credits just one of the secrets to her growth. She's up on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. She said, Dennis, I just put one of your secrets in place and it's the main contribution to why we're getting so many more leads.
Yep. And another one just from Toowoomba as well, just before, I haven't told you about, she put into place the referral partners.
Okay. Cool.
And one of the secrets from the book, and established a relationship. She's now got a formal referral partnership where she's looking after their leads as they bring them over, and she just credits it to the information that she's read in the book. So there's been a lot of feedback there, and just for people out there, if you haven't or don't know what we're talking about, the PM Lead Secrets is 45 different secrets on how you can grow your rent roll without having to struggle with waiting on salespeople to deliver you leads, or having to generate and deal with that cold online inquiry where people are just calling up and don't know you, but they just want to know your fees. So it's all about generating warm, quality leads. And the PM Lead Secrets book, the book is free. Just go to pmleadsecrets.com. That's pmleadsecrets.com. We just ask you to pay for shipping. But today, Dennis, we're talking in secret number 11 from the book, which is educational videos. Now, Dennis, I remember many speakers getting on stage over the years, many years ago, saying video is where it's going. Mm-hmm. But hasn't the video world changed? It is all video now. And so I'm seeing a lot of chatter out there amongst people growing their rent rolls. The more and more pressure is on to do educational videos. It's something that at IGT we've been doing a very, very long time and swear by. But Dennis, I think it's a right topic to talk about today.
Oh, huge. I mean, Darren, I attended one of those training sessions that you're talking about, Todd Breen, and I actually thank him in the book. I attended a national training event that he told everyone to do video. So I did the video. And now my very first keynote that I spoke about, which was at that same event, not at the same time, but same company. And I then was a keynote speaker at that event. I was talking about doing videos, so it's great to go to training, but it's better to implement what you learn at the training. And, implementing will give you results, but video certainly is the way to go. People are going to get sick and tired of hearing me say it, but I talk about video like I have my coffee, and we all know how much I have my coffee.
Yeah.
I
think your introduction quote, your introduction quote on the chapter is very apt. And it said, being able to educate through video means you can gain trust and connect with more people at once. And so, the way that educational videos work and why you need to do them is because it increases the currency and multiplies the currency that we all work with. The number one currency that changes hands between a client, a prospect, it becomes a client, is trust. And trust is a must, because without trust, doesn't matter how good you are and how much of an expert you are, if your prospective client doesn't trust you, you just won't get the business. So why educational videos? I found with video, it's the fastest way to gain trust. Yep. And the best way with educational videos is the style that we're using is we're becoming the expert.
Spot on. I mean, if you don't know something, you Google it, right? You go to Google and there's a video there that people would watch. And if they see your video with your branding, you're all of a sudden the expert on whatever that topic is. And we'll talk about that as we go through a little bit further. But and what's really good is you only have to actually say it once. You say it once, like you do an educational video, and you can reach hundreds, thousands of people just by saying the sentence once. You know, if I was to ask, if I rang every single property manager and said, think anyone that's listening now, if I was to ring you up and I said, look, I'm a potential landlord. I've got a tenant that's in my property at the moment, and there's 3 months left on the lease. Once the lease is up, I'll give you a call and I'll get you to manage the property for me because I'm not happy with my current client. I can hear everyone getting fired up right now because they would know what to say. They would say, actually, we can take over now. You don't have to wait for the end of the lease. If someone was to do a search on Google for that, how do I transfer my management? Can I transfer my management when the tenant's in a fixed lease? And that video is there by Darren Hunter from IGT Realty. I'm going to call Darren. He's my go-to man because of that video. And when I've watched it, I've heard his educational video. Oh, I can transfer my management when they're in a lease, so they're not actually going to be looking at anyone else anymore. They're going to be focused on you.
I think what's important, for everyone to understand is that people want to deal with who they think does it the best. And so if you become, in your educational videos, the go-to expert, that's the person that they know and trust. You see, when you provide something that's highly useful to the other person, and provided they had a problem first that they were wrestling with, that they needed an answer to, and you provided that useful solution to them or useful expertise that scratched their itch, that soothed their pain, that provided them that aha moment, wow, I feel so much better, thank you very much. When we reach that point, then the great trust transfer occurs. And that's where they perceive you to be the expert when you've solved their pain, and now they want to use you, which means they will go to and gravitate and magnetize towards the person they think does it the best. And that means that even though they know you've got competitors down the road, they'll ignore them. And here is another magic thing, Dennis. It's when people think you're the best and you're the best at what you do, they're expecting quality fees. They're not expecting you to be cheap. So never be cheap if you're the expert. So Dennis, I think educational videos are just so important. Let's talk about, I'm going to throw into your lap, what about people are thinking, well, I've got to go get video production done, or I need to go and hire a videographer.
Well,
you're the king on this, let's talk about that.
Guess what, Darren? I've actually done an educational video on 6 tips how to do educational videos. So if everyone just goes to Inspired Growth Training YouTube channel, you'll see my video tips there on how to do a video. And one of the tips is raw and real. One of my avid followers, Gary V, Google Gary V and have a listen to his motivational training. You won't see a professional video by Gary V. It's all done on a phone. It's all, interaction, because his famous quote is raw is real. People don't care what you're wearing. They don't care if you're unshaven. They don't care if your hair is got grays coming through, which ours does all the time, Darren, because they're intent on listening to what you've got to say, right? And
content is king, right?
Yeah.
And so you're sitting here, you're not wearing an IGT t-shirt. Sometimes you're not shaved, but I don't think people care. It's not about the polish, it's about the content. And so, and we're doing an educational video, Dennis, about educational videos right now.
I know.
As long as we're delivering useful information, then people are going to respond in the right way. So, Dennis, just very quickly before we move on, though, what is some of the ways that people can start doing educational videos right now? What is the right way, without having to bring in an expensive videographer or something like that?
Well, there's no reason why people can't do it, because we've all got this device. It's called a phone, and your phone, as I shake it in the air for the people that are watching, the telephone has got a camera on it that you can do some recording.
It's like a quality camera now. We've got great high definition video camera quality. And Dennis, do they need a selfie stick or anything like that?
My selfie stick's my right arm. Sometimes it's my left arm. You don't need to. You could just use it. If you want to get up into a little bit of production, sure, go buy a selfie stick, or you can have a tripod on the desk, or you could just use your Zoom camera like we're using off our laptops and computers now. It's quite simple. Just be sure not to be looking at the screen. You actually look to the eye of the camera. It's called a pin. You can look at the pin of the camera. It's not a selfie like you're taking a photo. And it's okay to say and it's okay to say, oh, sorry, let me just repeat myself, because it's real. People want to know they're dealing with a real person. A couple of tips is have the sun facing you, the light on your face. Don't have the light behind you. So just if people are looking at Darren and our this video now, if you go and watch it, you'll see Darren's got a lot more light behind him and he's dark. Whereas if you look at me, I've actually got a light on my face. I'm bright. That's how you've got to do your videos. There's an educational tip for you, Darren.
Yep, thank you very much.
So anyone can do a video these days, or you could have interviews. You could, have someone hold the camera for you if you like too.
Dennis, another quote from the book here: trust is accelerated, and what's even more fantastic is you can reach more than one person at a time. You see, we could educate somebody one-on-one over a coffee, right?
Yep.
But we can educate hundreds, and if the video is really good, thousands of people in one hit. So you're accelerating all of this trust with so many people. That's the great thing about video.
Well, the next thing that we're going to talk about, just to back up on what you're saying, is what type of educational content should you include, right? So as an example, how do I apply for a property? How many times does someone ring up and ask this question? Or they might say, I'd like to book in a time to view, or, I don't understand how to fill in this application form. All of these common questions that are asked all the time, you record it once. So your time, it might take you, let's say it takes you an hour. It's not going to take you an hour to do this, right? But let's say it takes an hour. Answering the question might be 1 minute each time, right? I guarantee you can have more than 60 people watching that video. Once you've had 60 people plus, your time is now banked. You're in front, So it's really important to have those, and that's how your one video can reach more people, because you're going to have all these links. Someone asks you a question. That's a great question. You can, I'll send you some information on that. Click here to have a look at this. So that's where you're time banking, right? So you might have a short video, and then you've got your longer version of that full interpretation of whatever it is.
Now you got 5 in the book here, Dennis. On page 64, you've got a number of different suggested topics. So how to choose a property manager, how to apply for a property, how to prepare my home for rent or sale, how to market my property, how to do a routine inspection, and on and on and on and on those topics could go, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And what I've learned is that if people are thinking, okay, well, there's some great topics there, but at the end of the day, you got to understand people are really, really busy, and they just won't go and watch any content anymore. They only watch content which is directly relevant to the problem that they're struggling with at that time. And this is where my famous comment comes in, Dennis, that you've got to get good at knowing what goes on in the bedroom of your clients. And quickly, to qualify what I'm saying, it means that when their head hits a pillow, what are they stressing about? What's keeping them awake? What problem are they sweating about? And so there's those key anxiety points that is the big problems. And you only have to talk to a few of your typical clients to find out what are those issues, or what were the issues, were they struggling before they actually sign that management agreement, and all those sorts of things. It's not going to take long to work out what are the key topics to put in your educational videos. But here's my warning: don't ever deviate from the big problem points, because then you'll just get crickets. People will ignore your content because it's just noise, and people are getting very, very good at ignoring noise now.
Yeah, and as the heading is quite important on those videos as well, right? You need to catch their attention, so don't be scared to give away the plot in the video, right? As a heading, like, this is what you're going to learn, how to, etc. So it's really important that you catch their attention of those pain points. The next thing we talk about is, where do you post them? I've already mentioned Google, right? Because people Google.
Yeah, well, the next year part of the book is, where do you post your educational videos? So, yeah.
Yeah, well, YouTube, it's a no-brainer.
Where's the best place?
Yeah,
YouTube.
It's the most used website in the world is YouTube, right? More people log into it than any other avenue, worldwide. So why wouldn't you be using YouTube? And all of these educational videos need to be, logged into your website. So, as people are watching a video from your website, then it builds your search engine optimization. And we talk about that in another secret. But, it's really important to utilize YouTube. You can put these on LinkedIn. You can put them on social medias. You can have them as reels on Instagram as well. Everywhere is basically where you put them.
Yeah, and
wherever your clients are.
Allows it, right? You just got to understand some of them with their limits as well. So LinkedIn has a 10-minute time limit, and Instagram has its limitations as well. And of course, Facebook is, I've never loaded something that Facebook's rejected because it's too long. But you've just got to, again, get back to the point. It's got to be highly useful.
Yep.
And a couple of great books I want to throw in, if you really want to learn this, there's two really good books on what we call content marketing, which is highly useful content where you become the expert. Two good books is Utility, Y-O Utility, and also Content Inc. So Content INC, and Utility, Y-O Utility. So go and check those out. They're great books. I just love content marketing. Dennis, and I think, going from that as well, particularly on Facebook, when we're loading videos in, we can then, gather in our Facebook ads an audience of people that have watched those videos as well. There's all sorts you can do with what's called a video views audience, and be able to market to those people that have paid attention. And you can even ask Facebook to segregate people that have watched 50% or 75% or even 95% plus of your video, which means the more they've watched it, the more qualified they are. And these are all the sort of things that you can do with videos. Certainly really good.
Yeah, Darren, and videos, again, if you want to do a video that's longer than 10 minutes on LinkedIn or on Facebook, do a live. Interview someone. You can do a Facebook Live and you can interview them, and that then gets downloaded to your device. Make sure you've got your settings right on your phone. So when you're doing those videos, and those videos can then get uploaded onto YouTube. You could break them up. You could do so much with them. So you can get away with doing a longer video than 10 minutes. It's got to be catchy. You want it to 10 minutes is a long time for an educational video, and that's where you might be interviewing 3 people, 3 strategic alliances, etc. There's so much you could do, Darren.
Dennis, let's talk about the phobia of video, because there's a lot of people out there scared of doing video, and perhaps you want to give Nikki's story.
Well, we've got Nikki's story that I can share about, but just before I talk about that, pretend you're talking to one person. If somewhat that, like I explained at the beginning of this recording, if one person rang you up and said that about their tenant that's going to be vacating in 3 months or the lease is up, you would just vomit all that information out. So when you're doing that educational video, you pretend that you're just talking to that one person, because when the people are watching the video, they want to sense or feel that you are speaking directly to them. So, and when, yeah, you might get hundreds of people watching it, etc., and that's fine, but just pretend that you're speaking to the one person for the phobia. But Nikki, she's a great example. We've got quite a few different examples, Darren. Amy's another one from Toowoomba, and Chriselle from Brisbane. There's Julie Collins, there's Linda Galaboskas. There's lots of people that have all said that they won't do videos. And now they're all doing the videos. But, we've got another podcast on the PM Growth Expert Show on Nikki Craig that people could listen to. I think she was listing 12 to 16 doors per month, and she credits that to the videos, because when we did a closed master class session with her, I dragged her up to the front of the room, and she was nearly fainting just standing in front of a room that she's already hung with for 2 days, let alone getting in front of a camera. And we helped her. She overcame her phobia, and now she's doing educational videos all the time.
Yep. Because she believes in the power of those. And of course, just go to the PM Growth Expert podcast show, and probably about 10 or 15 episodes in, you'll find Nikki Craig's interview there as well, which is really, really worthwhile, particularly if you want to get into educational videos. So, Dennis, I think good podcast today. And again, just a shout out for the book, everybody, pmleadsecrets.com. The book is free. There's I'm counting over 100. There's 190 pages of how to generate leads, warm quality leads. It is the most comprehensive lead generation book that's ever been written in property management on the planet. The book is free. Just got to pay shipping. Just a small cost for shipping of $9.97, and just go to pmleadsecrets.com. So, Dennis, thank you very much again, and we'll bang out another podcast recording on a chapter in the book very soon.
No problem. Thanks for having me, Darren.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.